Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stella. Today we're diving into LanguageCert Academic Speaking Part 3. If you feel nervous about reading aloud or struggling to answer questions logically, don't worry. This video series will break down everything you need. Key tips, step-by-step strategies, and high-scoring templates. First, let's review what Part 3 involves. Preparation time, 20 seconds to skim the text. Reading aloud, 1 to 2 minutes to read the passage. Answering questions, 2 to 3 minutes to answer detail and extension questions. The goal, be clear, fluent, and relevant. In this series, we'll cover preparation hacks for reading, pronunciation tips, and a must-know template for the Q&A. Now, let's talk about how to use those 20 seconds of preparation time effectively. Okay, let's kick off with the most crucial step, making the most of your 20-second preparation time. Remember, this isn't about reading every word. It's about prioritize and predict. Here's the exact 3-step process. Step 1. Scan for the main idea. Glance at the first and last sentences, plus high-frequency words. This tells you the passage's topic. Step 2. Mark tricky words. Identify any challenging words and try to predict their pronunciation with phonics. Don't stress perfection, focus on not skipping the word. Step 3. Notice punctuation and clauses. Look for commas, conjunctions like though or because, or long subjects. This helps you plan where to pause when reading. Let's test this with a quick example. You can mentally break it into. These cases are illuminating because Brisbane already contains a popular 3-block pedestrian mall in its central business district, but proposals to expand it have not met with support, while Kathmandu's plans to pedestrianize its busy historic center have so far failed. Next up, reading fluently and accurately. Now let's talk about acing the reading itself. The key is balance accuracy and fluency. Here are 3 non-negotiable tips. Master vowels and consonants. Vowels need correct length. Sheep is long, ship is short. Consonants. Keep voiceless or voiced clear and use incomplete plosives for words, like good night. Use linking and intonation. Link adjacent words in an instant. For intonation, drop your voice at the end of statements and rise, then fall for lists. For example, residents, motorists, and retailers. Handle challenging words smartly. If you don't know a word, guess the sound quickly and keep going. A 1-second pause is better than freezing. Fluency beats perfect pronunciation here. Great. Next, we'll move to the Q&A, starting with detail questions. After reading, you'll get detailed questions and extended questions. Let's first tackle the first type of Q&A. Detail questions. These ask for specific info from the passage. For example, what example is given? What barriers are mentioned? To answer well, locate keywords in the question, especially nouns. Find the sentence in the text that contains the answer. Respond clearly and with a complete sentence. You can answer questions using structures like according to the passage, or the text mentions that. Keep it concise, no extra info. Let's use a real example. Online access increasingly rules how we approach information today, and museums have to engage with this to stay relevant. Some have put a lot of work into making their collections accessible online, with high-quality images of the items they own, accompanied by detailed written information. The British Museum in London is a notable example. Seeing a picture of something, however, can't ever replace direct engagement with the piece itself. There's an immediacy in an encounter with a material thing that is right in front of us, whether we are separated from it by a pane of glass or not. Prepare for 20 seconds and start reading aloud. Prepare to answer detailed questions. What example is given to show museum's online efforts? Let's analyze the question. It requires us to find an example, so focus on expressions like example or for instance in the passage. Easy, right? Now here's a sample. According to the passage, the British Museum in London is a notable example. C. We stuck strictly to the text, no guesswork. Remember, detailed questions are about finding evidence, not sharing opinions. Next, the trickier part. Extended questions. Extended questions ask for your opinion. For example, do you prefer online or in-person museum visits? They test critical thinking. Here's a template that will make your answer sound mature and logical. Let's run over the structure. Now, let's see what needs to be filled in the blanks of the template. Here, you need to clarify and summarize the topic. Here, you present an opposing opinion and give short reasoning to show you think comprehensively. Clearly state your own stance and give 2 reasons. Restate your stance using different expressions if possible. Let's practice with the museum question. Do you prefer visiting museums online or in person? Pause here and answer the question with the template before moving on to the sample answer. Well, this topic can be viewed from different angles. Some people argue that online visits are better because you can browse from home without traveling, which is convenient. However, from my perspective, visiting in person is more rewarding. First, you can see textures and sizes clearly, an experience that photos can't replace. Besides, it's also worth noting that being in the museum's atmosphere helps me learn more about the item's background. So overall, I'd say in-person visits are more valuable. This template shows you can see both sides. Next, let's prepare you with some universal reasoning to make your answers stronger. Let's take a look at these work for any extended question. Climate change, biodiversity, sustainable resource use. Community bonds, cultural change, equal access. Attract tourists, job opportunities, release burdens. Convenient life, healthy habits, mental well-being. Mix and match these depending on the topic, and they will save you from struggling for reasons. Now, let's wrap up with 4 key tips to remember. Before you practice, let's lock in these 4 game-changing tips. Daily reading practice. Select 150 to 200 word academic passages. For example, articles from BBC, The Guardian, and practice following the process of 20 seconds of preparation and 1 to 2 minutes of reading aloud. Record and self-check. Record your reading audio and Q&A responses and focus on checking 3 key issues: pronunciation errors, pauses, and logical gaps. Accumulate conjunction words. For example, however, furthermore, in addition, as a result. Using such vocabulary makes your expression more coherent and highlights the logical structure. Simulate real exam scenarios. Ask a partner to act as the examiner and complete the full process strictly in accordance with the exam time limits to adapt to language output under high-pressure conditions. Mix and match these depending on the topic, and they will save you from struggling for reasons. Now, let's wrap up with 4 key tips to remember. That's all for today's video. You now have a clear strategy for tackling Part 3 of the LanguageCert Speaking exam. Practice 10 questions a week and you'll master Part 3 in no time. Thanks for watching. Let me know your biggest Part 3 challenge in the comments. See you next time. Bye.